When I first started making brand and showcase videos as a freelancer, I found myself often focusing on getting great visuals and syncing those great visuals to great music, and not really paying much other mind to sound at all. While that's an awesome start, since then I've learned a lot, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my time as a videographer is that sound is really important. Today I want to break down a few of the things that I've learned and implemented myself to improve the sound quality in my own videos. And these are things that I believe that you can learn and implement incredibly easily into your own videos and improve the quality of your videos immediately. Now keep in mind, these are all things that can be done for free. This doesn't require any special equipment. The only thing that these techniques really require is using an editing program that allows you to have multiple audio tracks running simultaneously. The largest overarching lesson that I've learned about sound design while trying to learn about it over the last few years is that sound design is an art, and it is a difficult art to get right. If you're working at a high level professionally on set, you're probably going to experience working with someone or maybe a team of people whose sole job it is to mix sound, make sure the sound is good, to create a sound environment similarly to how the set designers create a set environment. But I often work on projects for small businesses alone, by myself, for businesses who can't necessarily afford paying a whole team, including a sound designer, to create these videos for them. So I've simplified my own sound workflow. This definitely isn't going to achieve the same results as having a dedicated sound design team working on your video with you. But I can promise you that if you aren't focusing on sound design right now, this will be a great step forward, and you can see improvement in your video content immediately if you focus just a little bit more on sound. For my purposes, I've acknowledged 4 categories of sound in my videos, and these 4 categories are dialogue, primary sound, ambient sound, and music. Now, I am by no means claiming to be a sound expert, but these are just a few simple concepts that I think really helped me improve the sound in my own videos. I would, however, love to hear your own thoughts about sound design and things that you do to improve the sound quality and sound design of your own videos. Even when I began making these videos, I understood the concept of dialogue audio, and I continued to fairly quickly learn more about dialogue audio as I continued to make how-to and tutorial videos for small businesses. The one thing I learned is that dialogue audio is generally more equipment dependent than the rest of the 4 sound categories. The reason for this is that dialogue audio is fairly simple. It doesn't require a whole lot of afterthought. It's more about forethought. Overall, I just feel like dialogue audio is the most simple of these 4 categories. Slap a microphone towards your subject, make it sound good, keep the levels within acceptable limits, and don't peak. I mean, kind of the same thing there, but you get the idea. Make it sound good. That's really where dialogue audio starts and stops. The next 3 sound categories, however, are where things start to get a little bit more complex. The second category of audio is primary, and primary audio is going to be the sounds of the actions that are happening on screen. Now, this can sometimes be really simple to capture. This can sometimes be more difficult to capture than dialogue audio. It just depends on your circumstances. But these are going to be things like a sizzling beef patty hitting the grill, or a shot of espresso being brewed, or a tattoo gun hitting the skin. It's these focal points of the shots and the sounds that our audience expects to go along with those actions. When you can't record primary sound as easily as you can dialogue, this is when you have to start thinking outside of the box and shooting with more intention. For example, in this shot here, there were some awesome sounds of this tattoo gun going on, but there was also a lot of ambient sound going on because there was a large event happening in this shop, and there was also some really loud and kind of obnoxious music happening in the background. Because of this, I knew while I was shooting this shot right out of the gate that I was going to have to add this sound back in post. Because of that, I made a note to myself of what that sound sounded like so that I could try to replicate it as best as possible once I do sit down at the editing desk. If it was possible in that moment, I would have asked someone to turn down the music. But in this circumstance, we were doing a live event. This wasn't something where people were expected to tailor what was going on around to the videographer. So I searched up some tattoo gun noises and threw them on top of the clip, and bada boom, bada bing. That is the sound we expect to hear when we see a tattoo gun hitting the skin. Primary audio is about immersing your audience. If you don't focus on primary audio, you're going to lack that immersion that you would have otherwise had if you spent just a little bit of time focusing on those sounds, whether it be while you're shooting or in post, or ideally both. The third category of audio that I focus on is ambient sound. Similar to primary sound, the focus of ambient sound is to immerse the viewer even more. I can't tell you how many times, looking back at some of my old videos, I shot a crowded event or a busy shop, and it just lacked the buzz that I expected based on the buzz that I had perceived when I was there in person getting that shot. The reason that it lacked that immersion, the reason that it lacked that buzz, is because I didn't have any ambient sound. It didn't sound like a busy shop. It didn't sound like a crowded event. All you could hear was the music, and because of that, I lacked the immersion that I had when I was there hearing the crowd, hearing the busy shop. The noises you're hearing right now are the ambient sounds of what's going on around me, and you probably haven't even noticed, but they're keeping you even more interested in this video because there's things going on around me and you can see them and you can hear them. Ambient sound is generally the track that I have to dub in and post the most often because it is most easily muddled by unwanted sounds. Luckily, there are a ton of ambient soundtracks available for download online for free, and I would really recommend you start playing around with some of those. If you find any that you really like, go ahead and leave a comment down below letting me know what you found and where I can find it too. The fourth and the last category I'm going to talk about is music. I put music at the end of this video because I believe that oftentimes videographers, just like I did, make the mistake of focusing too much on music without focusing on the other bits and pieces of sound. Now, don't get me wrong, music can be incredibly useful. You can use music to set different moods and set different tones, change the mood, or progress the edit even, quite effectively. But remember that music is just one part of the whole equation, which is sound. Don't make the same mistake I made when I first started making videos. Focus on sound design as a whole, not just music by itself. All right, everyone, that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you got a little bit of value out of it, don't forget to give it a like, thumbs up this video, subscribe for more content like this coming at you at least once, if not a few times a week. I've been enjoying getting out here into the sunshine and making these videos outside, so you'll probably be seeing more of this. Let me know if you like this or if you'd like to see more videos back in the office, setting up some lights. This is a lot easier to do it this way. It's a lot less hassle. The sun is a very powerful set light, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and it gives me vitamin D. So hope you all enjoy the sun today a little bit as well, but thank you for sticking with me on this video journey, and we'll see you on the next one.